I spent a week testing 7 of the highest rated AI video makers who all claim to be the best. Obviously, that can't be true. So I'm gonna review each of them based on what I think are the 3 most important factors. Quality of the output, how good is the final video that comes out the other end, ease of use, is it a pain or a delight to use, and pricing plans, is there a tier that's both useful and affordable. My name is Ruud Ries, and I teach educators how to make videos with simple tools, simple techniques, and in the process I've tested my fair share of platforms, so I see right through the shiny promises and promise you brutal honesty. I've divided this video into chapters so you can jump directly to the tool you're most interested in. Or grab a weird glass of coffee and watch the whole thing end to end for a complete overview of the AI video landscape. Let's do it. Veed calls itself an end-to-end video suite, so we expect a lot from the get-go. While using it, I grew increasingly fond of this tool, but I still ended out confused. Let's start with the broad strokes. There are 2 ways into Veed. First one is what you meet when you log in and land on Home. Up top, you are nudged to start creating in a few default ways by using some of their AI features or by creating your own template. It's a little early for that, so let's instead look at the templates Veed has created for us in the template menu to understand what format Veed can create. There aren't that many and they aren't that great, so we'll move on to Brain Kits. Here you can upload your fonts, colors, and create a little media library with your own images, videos, and audio. And this will then be applied when creating your videos inside the actual tool. Inside Veed, you meet the same basic architecture you find in similar tools, a big canvas in the middle, some libraries and settings on the side, and a timeline down below. In here you find the second way into Veed's features. All the same stuff we saw before, but now inside the actual tool and placed under the menus that make sense for each feature. After spending about 10 minutes in the tool, I was actually really positively surprised. I didn't expect this because I tried Veed a couple of years ago where it wasn't great, but now I felt it was much better than $50 billion Canva, super easy to overview, and I felt I could learn this rather quickly. Besides being a simple video editor, Veed leans heavily into AI-powered features like avatars, text-to-video, silence removal, background removal, audio enhancement, and translations. But these features are all icing on the cake. None of that matters if it's not a pleasant experience to use the basic features. So I tried to make a video in 10 minutes starting from scratch. Turns out Veed doesn't want me to start from scratch. Why? It is critical for these platforms to get you started as quickly as possible, because otherwise you'll just go, nah, this tool isn't for me, and leave for good. So when you first log in, a lot of paths lead to their AI text-to-video feature, which seems like the main entrance into the tool. Write a simple prompt about a video you want to bring to life, and voila, like magic, you'll get that exact video ready to export, right? Let's see what happens.
Video editing is like telling a story with visuals. Start by choosing the right software, something user-friendly like iMovie or Adobe Premiere Rush. Import your clips, then trim and cut to keep only the best moments. Don't forget to add transitions.
A pretty unremarkable video, if you ask me. Text-to-video generators plain simply don't work for creating ready-to-use videos. Not in any tool, but they can be used as inspiration or a starting point. If you're new to video, about to choose a tool, know this. No one really cares about fancy transitions, cool background music, or funky filters. That's all just packaging. What really matters is your message, what you want to put into this world. So don't get confused about all these shiny bells and whistles that they all promise on their websites. Choose a tool because it seems to allow you to do just enough to create the thing that you think needs to be in this world. Does the world need the video I just generated? No. And in my experience, it often takes longer and results in a worse end product to edit one of these generic videos. So we'll just go ahead and delete the whole thing and start from scratch instead. Maybe using one of their AI avatars. So I'll go back to the templates and check out these digital presenters and their voiceovers, lip sync, and movements.
Hello and welcome. I'm Linda, your AI guide.
Before starting any sort of bricklaying work, we must ensure that we have the right PPE in place.
These are quite alright. Nice soft voices, good lip syncing, and a generally natural appearance. Veed isn't taking any chances, so the avatars almost don't move. They have little to no body language or facial expressions, so you're always on the safe, boring side of things. One thing that really puzzles me is that all these avatars' eyes move from left to right all the time, because they are reading from a teleprompter, which is death sin number one unless you're reading the news on live TV. Why don't they try to channel a bit of energy into training these AI avatars? It's like they're trying to copy the very low standard of presenter energy that we're used to in these dull online corporate webinars.
Generates a new data encrypting key, and those keys themselves are protected by the key encrypting key.
I wish they aimed a little higher than that. And I'm not the only one. Members of my community aren't big fans of avatars in their current state. Of all the tools I've tested, Veed is the only one that isn't avatar native, where avatars are added later. So Veed is really for online editing of short social media clips, so let's try to use it for that. So let's not build with avatars right now and instead edit something I've recorded. A short clip of me working on this review from a cafe in Copenhagen. I mute the audio, add some music, a title, a progress bar, and a filter. Looks nice, although there isn't any message here, it's just a nice little clip. Works great for those. I like the interface, quick to learn, easy to use, and no bugs or errors. When working in Veed, one thing I noticed is the use of a timeline, which is pretty standard in other video editors and made for video people, those who are familiar with video editing already. But take a look at this video template. It has a lot of textual elements, video clips, and in general many things layered on top of each other. I can imagine someone new to video being overwhelmed by this. The rest of Veed's interface I really like. Just 6-7 menus with a few things inside each one quickly gives you the feeling that you've seen it all, you have all the building blocks, and now you can start building. One feature I want to highlight is the animated elements. I've done a lot of 2D animation and I love the educational power of moving a few simple shapes around to illustrate a point. Many of these AI tools with their avatars and animated texts are missing this feature. If Veed added motion paths, the ability to move elements from one position to another, they would have nailed it. In general, Veed feels like a simple, solid, AI-powered online video editor, not a complete rethink of how you create videos, and no radical differences between Veed and regular video editors like Synthesia or ScreenFlow, which is what I use, and things like Final Cut and Premiere Pro. The AI features they've added on top can be found in many other individual tools, but Veed has stitched them together nicely and they all work well.
This is a generated clip of audio I've never recorded, just created using text-to-speech, using my voice clone that's supposed to sound like me. What do you think?
For example, automatic subtitles with precise transcription and nice styles to choose from.
So whenever I feel like I want to say something, I can just record it and it'll be done. This is also a test where I want to test AI tools' abilities to remove silences, words like that, something that's just nice to remove automatically. Let's see how it does.
But you don't get to use all that cool AI unless you have the right plan. So let's look at Veed's pricing. There is a free plan, which is great. Use that to try the tool, see if you like it. If you do, you must upgrade because the free plan slaps a watermark on all your videos and you don't want that. Also, the free plan only lets you export in 720p, which is not good enough. 1080p always. So free doesn't work. I would probably go light if I decided to make Veed my new editing tool. It's just $10 a month and it opens up most of the must-have features around video creation and powerful video editing. No limits to how long your video can be, no limit to upload file size, and unlimited use of stock music and video. This is what's important to me. The biggest difference between Lite and the next plan, Pro, which is $26 a month, is that all the AI unlocks. Eye contact, background removal, clean audio, voice clone, and while I'd love to use background removal, for example, these are all nice to have features, not need to have. It's quite a big jump in price, so I'd only choose this plan if I intended to generate a lot of my content using text-to-speech and avatars for corporate training, for example. In summary, free is to try it out, Lite is for creators, Pro is for AI-loving creators, And Enterprise is for lighter teams who need extra features around collaboration and brand management, extra support, enterprise stuff. And yes, always annual, because when you decide on a tool, use it for at least a year to get good and fast, and there's a 50% discount compared to monthly. My final verdict on Veed is that if you're focused on getting social media clips out fast, Veeds get the basics covered. Extra points for the clean UI, decent editing features, and AI perks like subtitles without overcomplicating it. I place Veed on the A tier. If you want to try Veed, there's a link in the description and in the first comment. As a last remark before we move on, I will say this. I'm slightly confused about where Veed fits in on this scale, because it's not something I would downgrade to, and it's also not something I would recommend to absolute video beginners. There I would probably say start with one of these new text-based editors instead. Synthesia is part of a new wave, and they've made a big bet on this to be better than what has worked really well in the past. The bold move is to go from timeline to text. More and more tools ditch the timeline and take a text-based approach instead, like Descript, where you edit your video not by slicing and dicing video clips in a timeline, but by editing transcribed text. Highlight, delete, that's it. Super intuitive logic for people who aren't used to video. Synthesia does the same as Descript, just the other way around. It uses your text input to generate video. Whatever you write, the AI avatar will say.
Welcome to our video on the importance of humor in online courses.
So you simply take your written script, chunk it up, and distribute blocks of text out on a number of scenes. I love this text-based logic. It's radically different, and they drive it home by allowing you to connect animations to words instead of timestamps. So that title doesn't fade in after X seconds. No, it fades in when the avatar says those words.
And the opportunity is huge. The mobile learning market is poised to nearly quadruple in value by 2026.
Genius. Especially when the main use case for these AI video makers is to convert text, PDFs, documents into video. Then it's quite smart to design the user interface in a way where, yes, text is the input, but also what the whole interface centers around. On top of this foundation, the rest of the user interface in Synthesia is the simplest and easiest I've experienced after their recent update of how things are laid out. I didn't really like it before. Now I love it. Fast to learn, intuitive, and fast to use. Not a lot of moving parts, and everything is packed nicely into small panels that auto-close when you click away. You'd think all tools would copy this simple logic that seems like a hygiene factor, but no, often you have to click that small X, the menu icon, or use a keyboard shortcut like Escape. This may sound like an insignificant little detail, but it really adds up and matters when you're going to spend hours, days, weeks, months in these tools, opening and closing panels hundreds of times. Another interface quality I always look for and care about is keyboard shortcuts. Synthesia has many of the standard ones like copy, paste, undo, and move elements around with the arrow keys, but they are missing the most important one of them all, preview video. This is the button I click the most because I need to see all the elements working together, voiceover, animation timings, music, scene transitions, and overall flow of the video. In Beyond, a 2D animation maker, they use Command P to preview the video and it works great. Hint, hint, Synthesia product people, go copy. So in Synthesia, you make videos either by using templates or starting from scratch. There are loads of templates and they are much better designed and longer than Veed's, for example. I like that when you have a brain kit set up, your logo, your fonts, your colors, then all the templates automatically apply those elements. Beautiful. For e-learning professionals needing to convert a lot of textual material into videos, this is awesome. You quickly get inspired to build a lot of videos. For me as a creator, I'm more interested in building from scratch. And what I love the most about Synthesia is the quality of their avatars and the quality of the audio that comes out of their digital mouths.
If your generated video feels a little dull, try this. Only write one sentence per scene. It's incredibly easy to do, yet super effective. If you do this, you'll get a much more video-like and engaging pace.
I believe they have something like 40 PhDs working full-time on this, so they are really at the forefront of AI research. Recently, they released expressive avatars, which is a way to solve for the fact that most AI avatars in other tools don't reflect what they say.
Let's move towards a better future together.
Their facial expression simply doesn't align with what you would expect a real human to look like when saying those words.
Welcome to the team. We're thrilled to have you on board. We're thrilled to have you on board.
Synthesia's expressive avatars do, to some extent, is at least the best I've seen in this area.
I am thrilled to present this today.
We can show different emotions based on the script.
So even though you might not like AI avatars at their current level, you'll probably be first in line with Synthesia to experience when they cross the uncanny valley, that point where you can't distinguish avatars from real humans. This is what sets Synthesia apart from the others: solid core technology and a beautifully simple interface. They also made a great update to their AI video assistants, where you can kickstart your videos with a little help from an automatically generated script, scene designs using keywords from that script, an avatar on top, and some music in the background.
Humor plays a crucial role in teaching and learning by creating a positive and engaging classroom environment.
I actually think this is useful, because if you're not a copywriter or designer, you'll find some phrases or even entire scenes and sequences that are 90% fitting for what you want to say. A little polishing, a few changes in the script, and you have something useful. There is room for improvement with Synthesia, and while most of the issues I've found are small, I think there is one big issue. It seems like my personal avatar's face freezes in certain passages, which looks really weird. I haven't found a pattern that explains when this happens, but it's in the videos generated with my personal avatar. This is my AI avatar that looks, sounds, and moves like me. I made it in just 8 minutes with Synthesia. What works sometimes is to change a word in the scene that causes problems and generate the video again. There's a good chance the new rendering will be better. A small trick I've used. Same goes for the text-to-speech. If you don't like how something sounds,
one thing that's really important is emphasis.
Make a small change and try again.
One thing that's super important is emphasis.
Or use different kinds of emphasis to strike the right tone.
One thing that's super important is emphasis. One thing that's super crucial is emphasis.
Let's look at Synthesia's pricing plans and see if there's an affordable way for us to use this. There is a free plan, which is great. You can explore the tool and play around with all the basic features, but it lacks the main act. I think the personal avatar is the coolest feature of the entire platform, that you can create a digital twin that looks and sounds like you. Great way to scale yourself if you're a corporate trainer and need to build a lot of courses. On the starter plan at $18 a month, you can make 3 personal avatars. Paying also unlocks a ton of stock avatars. You get the AI video assistant, all access to the stock libraries of icons, videos, and music. And most importantly, you can now create 120 minutes of video per year instead of just 36 on the free plan. If 2 hours of video per year isn't enough, the creator plan at $64 a month gives you 6 hours, 360 minutes. The only extra feature that would matter to me is custom fonts, that I can brand my videos even better using the same font in my videos as I use on my website. It's a small thing and you pay for it, so those 2 extra personal avatars and those extra minutes of video per year are probably more important when making this decision. I'd say free is to test the tool, starter is for small creators or companies, creator is for agencies and larger companies, and enterprise is for, well, big enterprises, like the ones that float by at the bottom there. Taking everything into consideration, from the ingenious text-based approach to video editing, the intuitively designed interface, to the best avatar technology I've ever seen, and a starter plan that includes all the need-to-have features at a fair price, I have to put Synthesia on the S tier. If you want to try Synthesia, there's a direct link to a free trial below this video. Synthesia shines for corporate training or e-learning, where those expressive avatars can handle scripted scenarios quite well. You're really paying for a smooth, almost lifelike delivery.
Hey, I'm Ada, one of Synthesia's stock AI avatars. Bonjour, je suis Ada, l'un des avatars IA de Synthesia.
So if your videos are avatar heavy, this is the tool. Their platform is solid in a way that feels different from some of the others that can come off as a bit more shallow and shaky. No tech is perfect, also not Synthesia, but I've experienced that they listen and are quick to respond. Probably the biggest competitor to Synthesia is a platform that came out of nowhere. Well, actually they came out of Los Angeles, but in just 4 years they've become a super powerful AI avatar platform. HeyGen is interesting. They do some things incredibly well, both product and marketing wise, but when I dove deeper into their platform, it started to crumble a little bit. Let me explain, starting with the interface. HeyGen is quite simple to overview. Canvas in the middle, timeline below, libraries to the left, settings up top. Nothing wrong with that. You'll quickly learn how to add elements to the canvas, make edits, and adjust the timing in the timeline. But after spending about an hour in HeyGen, I had a clear feeling of this being designed by developers. To me, this means that things work mostly, but there's no love in the details. It's not pleasant to use. The panels take up too much of the workspace, and they don't close automatically when you click away. And there's no shortcut to closing them either, so you have to find that little X or click the icon again. Maybe I'm a product snob, but this really wears you down after a while with hundreds of mouse clicks that just shouldn't have happened. On the more severe end, where things simply don't work, I found 5 or 6 things during the first hour of using HeyGen. When I accidentally click a premium avatar I don't have access to, the whole thing just crashes. Maybe just show me a pricing pop-up instead. Tips for script writing? I'd love that. Nothing. Match clips to the length of the script? Clever. Nothing. And then I accidentally hit the HeyGen watermark down in the corner. Crash. Reload. Hope I didn't lose any work there. A standard feature across design tools, video tools, is to expand from center. I hold down Option and drag a corner, and this looks absolutely insane. What I'm trying to say is that HeyGen is shaky, unstable, full of bugs. Probably because the race against the other AI video platforms is on. Is it a showstopper for most people? Probably not. Is it a showstopper for me? Yes, because I want tools to be absolutely delightful to work with if I am to spend my life in there. Is it a high standard to set for a tool? No. One of the reasons why I review tools is that I think that good products need to rise above the crap and win. In Veed, I liked the tool more and more as I used it. The opposite is the case with HeyGen. The platform is full of features, full of code that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. And the things that do work lack that last sanding. The features are there, but they are rough and not thoroughly tested before release. So why is HeyGen doing so well? And this is the big comeback, because they have incredible AI technology. They do amazing voice clones and super impressive translations. These are the cornerstones of the HeyGen platform, and these are the features the internet overflows with.
De prueba, porque he notado que los avatares que obtengo no parpadean mucho, y eso es realmente extraño.
I love the voice clone HeyGen made for me based on audio clips I gave them. It sounds a lot like me.
This sounds pretty close to my real voice. Quite impressive what HeyGen can do with a little bit of audio sample to train on.
Well done. The video avatar I got for free on the free plan is on par with Synthesia. Solid technology there, and generous to give it away like that. And the way they're able to translate videos with great lip sync into a ton of languages is just wild.
Oh, Dios mío, eso es tan ingenioso. Necesito una pluma para escribirlo.
And it set the internet on fire with tons of videos on this. So HeyGen is this big, fast-growing, solid tree trunk of core tech with these flimsy branches glued on that break off when you pull them. And if I can be a product snob a little longer, I think that HeyGen simply has bad taste. Compared to Synthesia, an example of good taste, HeyGen's music is bad. Their texts look bad, and their templates look bad. Maybe good taste unlocks with the higher plans, but I doubt it. Let's see what the plans include and what they cost. A big plus with HeyGen is that they give you unlimited videos on all their paid plans. The free plan is just for trying things out. There's a watermark on all your videos. They are in 27p resolution, and they can only be 3 minutes long. Not very useful, but the next plan is. Creator is $24 a month and gives you unlimited videos of max 5 minutes each. Exported in 1080p without watermarks. Great, all the basics are cleared. What also unlocks is the whole suite of languages you can translate your videos into, so Creator is the must-have if you want to translate videos. The team plan is $69 a month, and probably for teams. A series of collaboration features unlock so you can work together on videos. I would have loved the Brain Kit to be part of the Creator plan, but okay. The team plan lets you create videos up to 30 minutes each. Please don't do it. And if I understand, Community Studio looks 120 base plus premium, right? This means you get a ton more and better stock avatars to use as presenters in your videos. I'd take the Creator plan to get rid of watermarks and low video quality, then use HeyGen for what it does best: custom avatars with custom voices and video translation. HeyGen is a hard one to place because it blows my mind and pisses me off at the same time. I'm gonna place HeyGen on the B tier. If you want to try HeyGen, click the link below to get a free trial. If this was the fast, extreme AI video maker, the next is the complete opposite. A laid-back, humble alternative that impresses less with what it does and more with what it doesn't do. AI is moving fast, and like HeyGen, Colossyan was also founded in 2020. Young companies. In a nutshell, Colossyan is a super simple, solid AI video maker. Nothing crazy, just the basics inside an interface that's easy to use, giving you that pleasant user experience. And actually, they do have a few unique features. We'll come back to that. The interface consists of a canvas, scenes, video settings, scene-specific settings, and a sidebar that's always open. This gives us less space for the canvas, but okay. I like deliberate design choices, and after using the tool, I think this idea of fewer moving parts works quite well. Colossyan has also ditched the traditional timeline, just like Synthesia has, and gives you scenes instead. Think of these as slides that you can animate and add a digital presenter to. I love the move away from traditional video timelines because video becomes so much more accessible to beginners with no background in video. Scripts is where you write what your digital presenter says and in what voice. Like with most other AI video makers, you can make your own AI avatar and clone your own voice.
This is the preview of your voice cloned voice. You can listen to it, delete it, or purchase it.
In Colossyan, you upload an image of yourself or a clip of you not talking, unlike Synthesia and HeyGen where you speak to the camera and upload that. Colossyan's avatars are instant, meaning they're ready a few seconds after uploading your image. This is what it looks and sounds like using an image.
This is me, Ruud Rees. No wait, it's just an image I uploaded together with an audio clip of me talking. And 30 seconds after, I got this, a digital twin. What do you think?
Not bad actually, and this one is made with a video clip.
This is an instant avatar made in Colossyan. Unlike other AI video makers, you feed the platform a clip where you don't speak. You have your mouth closed. The downside of this is that the generated mouth isn't mine, so I think it looks kind of weird. What do you think? Does it look like I'm speaking, or does it look like someone else's mouth is speaking where my mouth used to be?
Avatar lets you filter presenters, and the feature filter reveals that something's new and unique about Colossyan. Some of the avatars can do hand gestures, change emotions, turn to the side so you can create conversations, add logos to their outfit, and custom outfit. Never really figured out what that last one was. I thought it was similar to Synthesia's avatar builder where you can change clothing color.
Hi, this is a preview of your customized avatar.
But I don't know what it is. But hand gestures and emotions are cool add-ons to otherwise static avatars. More about that later. Background is color, images, or video you search for in libraries or upload yourself. And then a screen recorder, which is super simple and solid. Works like a charm for recording guides and tutorials with a presenter on top. Shapes is a small library of squares, circles, arrows, and other useful elements for your video to highlight a specific part of a screenshot or to decorate a list. Thank you, Colossyan, for adding the Thug Life glasses in this tiny library of must-have shapes. That was a funny little Easter egg. Media is similar to backgrounds, a place to upload, search for, generate, or record media for your video. Text is a fun menu, 3 text formats that are all the same except the font size, which can be changed easily. Anyways, music is a good selection of curated tracks, perfect for training videos. Sometimes these music libraries are uncurated, messy and random, so it takes forever to find something useful. Not the case here. A few tracks are a bit tacky, but when you turn it down to about 10% volume, it's just there to create a bit of a feel in the background. Transitions is a concept I'm not a fan of in general, but they are there if you must add them. Interaction is a beta feature where you can add interactive elements to your videos, multiple choice or branching. I would guess that most companies have a dedicated LMS that they use for branching and quizzes, so maybe Colossyan should focus on the content side of things. I don't know. And I don't know what the reason for this trend is. I also see Synthesia doing interactive videos where you can do the same. If you work in L&D, please let me know in the comments what you think of this move. Speaking of comments, the comments menu is for collaborating on videos. I can invite team members into the tool to have them watch and comment on work in progress. This is super useful when working on translating a video into languages I don't speak. Then a native speaking coworker or a freelancer could take a look and even edit the video before I export it. All solid, minimalistic features and libraries. Basic stuff. But do you remember those avatar filters we discovered a moment ago? Colossyan actually does introduce something unique I haven't seen before. Gestures, for example. You hit backslash, choose gestures, and then you can make the avatar do a thumbs up, point, shrug, and a few other things. Honestly, I couldn't get it to work. There were no gestures in the exported videos.
About 35 years old and totally ready to do gestures. Hello everyone. And again, this is me.
But it's a great idea and definitely something to work on for adding some life to those otherwise very static avatars. Some avatars also let you choose a mood or emotion as they call it. Synthesia does this dynamically based on what the avatar says with their expressive avatars, but I also like this super simple way to get almost the same result because you probably don't change mood that many times inside one scene anyways. The visual quality of the avatars in Colossyan is great. These ones are sharp, well lit, and look very professional. They don't act that well, kind of stiff, borderlining awkward, but I guess that's not far from how most real humans look and feel on camera. Colossyan's starter plan costs $19 a month and includes 120 minutes of video per year. You can double your minutes for double the price. With the plan also comes 10 custom avatars, which is quite generous and unique. A great plan for individual creators who want to create multiple looks or angles for the same avatar, which is a thing HeyGen and Synthesia also doubles down on right now. The Pro plan is $61 a month and gives you unlimited video creation, similar to HeyGen. You now get a whopping 45 avatars you can create, for a small team, for example, with multiple angles for each person. All in all, this is a price point similar to its competitors, so it doesn't affect my final verdict much. On G2, the biggest software review site, Colossyan scores a little lower than Veed, Synthesia and HeyGen with a score of 4.6. But even though they don't have the same incredible output quality and dynamic avatars as HeyGen, they have a better user interface. Although not as great as Synthesia, it's still very usable. All in all, I place Colossyan on the B tier. If you want to try Colossyan, you can use the link below to get a free trial. Next tool has double the funding, but half the value. To me, at least. It is one of the leaders in the space, so there is room for more players, that's for sure. Let's dive in. As one of the oldest AI avatar platforms from 2016, DeepBrain and their AI studios should logically be the furthest with their technology and platform. And if it wasn't for the slow interface, sloppy avatars, bugs and errors, sloppy templates, long rendering time, a poor free trial experience where everything is locked, then I'd say they've spent the last 8 years quite well. But because of all that, I get the feeling that DeepBrain has been struggling, then gotten a ton of funding, and started copying what the industry leaders do, which is a strategy where you're always behind. In the world of tech, you can sometimes succeed despite having a bad product. Product isn't everything, even though I think it's the most important part of a business. But just look at DeepBrain. They are great at fundraising. $44 million. And they are also really great at partnerships. Lenovo, Amazon, Nvidia, Microsoft. They may also be very good at consolidating tools, combining many into one. As one review on G2 says, none of this is state of the art, but they work well enough to enjoy the experience. The tools are Custom Avatar, where you upload a video of yourself and they make a digital clone out of that. Photo Avatar, the same idea, just based on a photo, so less dynamic but easier to create. Chroma key video, a stock avatar on a green background so you can make it say stuff and then easily remove the background in another editing tool. AI voice generator is a decent text-to-speech engine. Voice cloning lets you upload or record your voice and then have a voice clone made you can use with your custom avatar or with one of the stock avatars.
This is my custom avatar, made in AI Studios. Also, the voice is supposed to be a clone of my own. Pretty decent, actually.
AI generators lets you generate textual scripts like ChatGPT, images like Midjourney, and videos like Luma. Series of videos lets you flood the internet with generic social media clips made from stock clips, avatars, text, and music. Video highlights. Similar to what Opus Clips does, AI Studios slices a long video into small highlights, for example a podcast episode. I've never seen this work well. Social media downloader lets you insert a YouTube URL and download the video. URL to video makes a horrible, inaccurate video based on a web page.
RudeReeyes.com isn't just any site. It's a digital canvas for Ruud Reijs, a visionary artist and web designer.
Docs to video does the same, but using a document as the foundation. Video messages lets you create video clips based on variables like customer names. Then an avatar can say, "Hi John," when John signs up, and "Hi Jill," when Jill signs up. They say it's a way for you to connect with your customers, but I would think it's a surefire way to lose any type of connection you might have with your customer if you send them a generic AI avatar that robotically says their name. Bulk synthesis was a hard one to understand. I think you choose a template, tag the different parts, download a spreadsheet where you input some variables, then upload the spreadsheet, and AI Studios generates all these variations of the original videos. Translations, for example, or using different avatars in the same video. With AI Studios' credit system, this sounds like a costly feature. Last but not least, we have tools. A video convert that converts any video format to MP4, and an audio convert that converts audio into MP3. And then, for a second time, a social media downloader. Okay, so AI Studios is spread super thin. It does a million things. And as we know, the best products are focused. AI Studios is not the best at anything.
What you hear now is a voice sample of what we can assume is the best voice AI Studios has to offer, since it's the default one, selected by the company when you open the AI voice generator. It's fine, but not the best I've heard.
But value can also lie in only having to buy and use one tool, one platform. And that's the key to understanding AI Studios' success. If you juggle 5 different tools today for getting logins, exporting things back and forth, paying for them all, then switching to an all-in-one tool like AI Studios might actually make your life easier. Another G2 review says, voice, avatar, and video makers are not working well, which made me laugh because that sounds like the core product to me. But if you're more interested in switching to a one-stop shop that does everything 80% well, then AI Studios might be a good choice. And if they can't compete on having the best product or the most delightful user interface, surely it must be cheap, right? 3 of the 5 most mentioned cons are expensive, cost, and cost issue. Guess we have to take a look at the pricing plans. The free trial lets you take a look around, but many of the coolest features are gated behind a paid plan. The first one's called Personal and costs $24 a month. This includes 180 credits, which I hope means minutes. You get 3 custom avatars like on Synthesia's $18 a month plan, and access to a few of the many AI features I listed earlier, like Send to Group and Series of Videos. Great names, by the way. Yes, and that huge watermark goes away. You can dial up the minutes on your personal plan to 30 or 60 minutes per month, costing you $48 or $96 per month. Pretty steep linear price increase, no volume discounts here. And remember, HeyGen also costs $24 per month, but with unlimited video generation. So far, not a very competitive pricing strategy by DeepBrain. Next plan is Team and adds collaboration features as well as more of what the personal plan gave you. More minutes of generated video, more seats, more avatars, and more of all those extra AI features. The most important one to me would be Brand Kit, which makes it faster to apply my colors, fonts, and logo to the videos I create. It's $72 a month and gives you the same 5 custom avatars and 360 minutes of video per year as Synthesia's creator plan, costing $64 a month, but with about half the number of avatars to choose from. I'm starting to get the sense that all these pro, starter, creator, light, team plans are not really what keeps the engine going at these companies. Aside from Veed, I think all the other ones are purely focused on the enterprise segment, where you pay a custom price and get access to everything they have in their bags. The other plans are a bit of a jungle with all these limits and locked features, but a general tip is to go for the cheapest paid plan, because it seems like they strike a good balance between must-have features and amount of video you can create. AI Studios is not the best at any one thing, but they are a decent jack of all trades for learning content or high volume production. But based on what I value in terms of output quality, user interface, and price point, I rank AI Studios as a D-tier AI video maker. If you want to try AI Studios, click the link below to sign up for free. Before we look at the final rankings, here are 2 honorable mentions. Eli.io is an L&D-focused AI video maker with interactive elements like Colossyan and a Synthesia-styled layout. The feature that stands out to me is animated mascot, where you can bring a drawn or illustrated character to life. Downside is you pay a high price for any type of avatar or mascot you want to create. Hour 1 is another AI video maker that didn't make it as one of the best, but it has an interesting interface. It looks like a piece of paper you populate with a series of layouts where you can swap out the main elements. Helpful for non-designers who just want something quickly that looks decent without too many moving parts. A downside is it's expensive. Alright, so to quickly recap, here are the best AI video platforms on the market right now, starting from the bottom. On the D tier, DeepBrain's AI Studio, an acceptable all-in-one style platform, but expensive. Only worth it if it replaces a bunch of individual tools. On the B tier, HeyGen, powerful under the hood, but rough around the edges. Great core functionality, but also a lot of non-functioning stuff. Feels like it's built in a hurry. Also on the B tier, Colossyan Creator, a no-frills, focused platform for L&D pros with a great interface, but with some technical challenges in the export. Moving up to the A tier, Veed.io. Streamlined interface that's a pleasure to use if you can work with a traditional timeline, and great core features around online video editing. And now to the winner of it all, an S-tier AI animation maker, Synthesia. There is no way around it. They are the undisputed leader of AI avatar technology right now, with a solid and fast interface, industry-leading expressive avatar technology, a great user experience, one of the best interfaces I've used, and a fair price for what you get. If you intend to sign up for any of these tools, you support this channel by using the links below the video. Thank you. If you like this kind of review, I made a similar one on the 7 best animation makers that you can watch right here. Thanks for watching. See you in there.